Hello, my name is Jonathan Lisserman and I'm the Associate Head Teacher at Hammersmith Academy. I'm in charge of the curriculum and all of the assessment and reporting that your child will receive while they're at Hammersmith Academy. Today I want to talk about our reports. I want to talk about all of the information that's on these reports and how you can best use that information to help your child to succeed, to be the best that they can be. So this is an example of a report from a Year 7 student who finished Year 7 last year. And as you can see, there's a lot of information, which we will go through in a minute at the top, but here you can see each module that the student receives a report has been completed. Now at the beginning of the year, only the first module would be completed and you'd receive a report. The second module would be completed later in the year, and so on until the report is complete by the end of the year, and you can see the journey of progression that the student has made. But to start with, we'll talk about this information at the top of the report. So we can see here along the top of the report we have the student's Key Stage 2 results. Now this is a student who received their Key Stage 2 results as a scaled score. That means for them to be an average student they need a score of 100. 100 means they've reached the expected level at the end of primary. This student here has 93 in their reading. Now that still means they are around 100. They're about average in their reading for their age. In maths, the student got just above 100, so they're more mathematical, but they're still around 100 and just above the expected level. When the students come into Hammersmith Academy, they do a CATS test, and we can see here the results of that CATS test. So we have verbal, non-verbal, quantitative and spatial. So there are 4 tests, and again the average score, the national average, would be around 100. This student is slightly above in each of those tests, and they've got a mean score, an average score of 109. So slightly above average, but more or less an average student. As we go across further, we can see this student has a reading age of 15 and 2 months, and that's actually very good. They are 3 years beyond where we might expect them to be in terms of their chronological age. This child was 12 years old when they took this test. Fantastic attendance, 100%, as we would expect all students to be, or we would hope them to be. They must be above 94, but a great attendance. A little bit of naughtiness, there's some behaviour points there, 25 points, but also a lot of Vivo points where this student has done lots of positive things and been rewarded through Vivos. So this tells us about the child as they come into Hammersmith Academy, and just one difference, this Key Stage 2 result, if you have an older student, then they may have a Key Stage 2 test result which looks like this, when Key Stage 2 results were given as levels a few years ago. If you have a Key Stage 2 score which looks like this, then 4 was the average score for all students. This student happens to have a 5, so they happen to be above average. But levels went from 2, 3, 4 or 5. Some subjects may have had a 6, but the average was a 4.